We enter this sanctuary to welcome Shabbat. Within these walls, we sit surrounded by numberless generations. Our ancestors built the synagogue as a visible sign of God's presence in their midst. Throughout our long history and our endless wandering, it has endured a beacon of truth, love, and justice for all humanity. Its presence guided our ancestors to lives of righteousness, holding up to them a vision of their truest selves. Together we read, "Now we, in our turn, come into this sanctuary to affirm the sacredness of our lives. May we enter this place in peace. May holiness wrap around us as we cross its threshold. Weariness, doubt, the flaws within our human hearts, the harshness of the weak, let these drop away at the door. In the brightness of Shabbat, let peace settle upon us as we lift up our hearts in prayer." Page 130. Kabbalat Shabbat is, we're moving, even though it technically still is Purim. I did just change out of my costume to transition to mark the transition of Purim to Shabbat. And as we go from the joy of Purim, we move into the joy of Shabbat, which is a different feeling, a different type of joy. I don't know how often we spend time to think about what are the different types of joy we feel. You know, some is from a satisfaction of achieving something. You feel a sense of joy and pride. Some is when you eat an ice cream cone on a hot day. Some is when you see your children smiling at you. For me, when I have a clean counter, when I get home, it is quite joyful. But they all feel different. We use the same word, but music and melody, it speaks differently. It conveys different feelings. So whether you're familiar with the tunes or not, we're changing it up a bit. Even if you're familiar, pay attention to the rhythming. It's intentionally different. And the sounds, it takes us on a journey. Some joy is calm, some joy is very energetic. Ride the rhythm with us. See what it evokes, what memories, what smells, what sounds. It is supposed to be a full sensory experience, and our minds can do that. So let the music take us to where we need to go. On page 135, the last paragraph, Romemu. When we feel like it, technically, when we get to the last verse, we rise and we face the door. You can face that way or that way or that way. Or when you feel so inclined, you can get up and move your body. I'm gonna go get them now.
Well done last night,
By the end of the song, excellent. We now turn to page 141, 6 lines up from the bottom. Float, pretend you're floating on an ocean and see where it takes you. Shabbat candles for us. as they light the light of Shabbat candles, you can think about what's the light we need to shine. What do we want to highlight this Shabbat, this week? Please rise. Amen. We remain standing for the Chatzi Kaddish on page 144. Please be seated. We read together on page 149. Praise to you, eternal our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, eternal our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv harabim. On the top of page 157, we read together. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together. On page 160, ask God to look after us, to protect us from our enemies within and our enemies outside, and to give us a sense of peace and safety. going to do the first bit together a few times until we get rowdy and raucous, and then we're going to go totally silent until we're ready to sit down, or until we get to page 180. How many of you have seen the movie Click with Adam Sandler? I think it's Adam Sandler, Sharon. So there are 3 people in here. Oh, you've seen it? Okay. I personally think it's a brilliant movie, and I think it should be, in fact, note to self, all of you, hold me accountable on slichot. I want to show the movie Click. Just saying. We'll see how we go with that. Anyway, the movie, I'm going to try not to give the whole thing away because I want to show it, but it's a story about this guy who meets another guy who gives him a remote control. And this click, you can click the remote control, and this remote control can fast forward, can rewind, can do all these different things, but in real life, right? And so the guy gets the clicker, and he's like, "This is so cool, I can do this." And then there's this great scene where he has an argument with his wife, and then afterwards they make up. And so he's like, "Why do I have to deal with an argument? Like, let's just fast forward to the argument and just go straight to making up." And so he fast forwards that, and then he starts fast forwarding through lots of different, the yucky parts of life, right? I'm not going to tell you the ending. That's all. I'm just going to set the scene there. I thought about that when I was speaking to someone earlier this week who was telling me how frustrated they were because they had a situation with a friend, and they were so frustrated. Like, everything was going so good. I wish that didn't happen. And I said, "Why?" He said, "Oh, because everything was going so good." I said, "Was it? If it was going so good, would you have had that situation?" And the person said they were really happy that the other person shared what they shared, but then they were kind of feeling, because they could trust them and they could share that, and it caused a little bit of discomfort. And then they were trying to figure out how to respond, and they didn't want to hurt the other person, so they were holding stuff in, and they didn't want to cause another argument. They didn't want to cause a sense of discomfort, so they were holding it in. And I said to the person, I said, "Why did you say you were happy about the situation to begin with?" "Well, I was happy he felt comfortable sharing it with me." "So then why aren't you comfortable sharing your thoughts with him?" And, good point. And what happens if you disagree? What happens if it's uncomfortable? We don't have the clicker. We can't fast forward through it. What happens? And he sat there, very uncomfortable. And then, well, I guess, and so we kind of went through worst case scenario, and then we worked our way backwards to various options. But if this person shared with you and they were comfortable, and you share with them because you're comfortable, what does that say about your friendship? It's what you thought it was, as opposed to why you started the conversation with me. You were frustrated about it. In case you didn't follow what I was saying, because there was lots of random people, and I'm looking at slightly blank faces when I thought this was like a big epiphany moment, that sometimes we think and we withhold our emotions or what we think or what we want to say because we're afraid of making someone else uncomfortable, or we're afraid of being uncomfortable ourselves. Yeah, I've already traumatized you enough by putting you in a semicircle, which I see worked oh so well. But that being said, I would say you can think to yourself, how many of you, don't raise your hands, but think to yourself, how many of you are conflict avoidant personalities? Just think it. I'll see in your eyes. No. How many of you, not at all, like totally fine, happy to do that? Yeah. How many of you go and find the conflict? You seek it. It's not there, but you will find it and make it happen. Thank you, Saul. All right. So, right, you do both. There you go. Right, it depends on the situation. But a lot of times we think that having a conflict, or having an argument, or being upset, or angry, or sad, or feeling pain is really not good, and we do everything we can to avoid it. So my question to you is this. Shaking, the other psychologist in the room shaking her head. So how many of you guys have broken a limb? Right? When you break, how many of you have twisted an ankle? How many of you have ever physically hurt yourself?
Thank you. Okay, I needed to get everybody with me, right? You know when you break something, you twist something, you hurt something, usually you don't like it, it's uncomfortable, it's miserable, but why do you feel that pain? What's the purpose of that pain? What's the purpose of it? Thank you. To protect us so we don't do it again, right? If you break your ankle and it doesn't hurt, you're going to keep doing it, and you're going to break your bone further, right? If you twist something or you scrape it and it's an open cut and it doesn't hurt you, you're going to touch it to other things and it can get infected, right? Pain serves a useful purpose. We're uncomfortable with it. It hurts. We don't like it, but there's a point to it. Why am I telling you this? And it's not free therapy. I promise it has to do with the Torah portion. First one to get how it relates to the Torah portion wins a chocolate frog. Really? I got nothing? Yeah, that's fair enough. That's what I was really testing. What's the Torah portion? That's brilliant. Yes, Rabbi. Yes, it is. Ah, Saul, thank you. I love it. Thank you. For those of you online and those of you that are not like, what is going on here, right? So this is the story. This week's Torah portion, Kitisa, is the story of the golden calf. When Moses goes up, hangs out, communes with God, everybody's downstairs saying, no, is he going to ever come back? And they get upset. They get impatient. So they're saying, hey, great idea. Let's build a golden calf. I never knew that we were so connected to the Hindu God. The cows are so important. But and so they say, Aaron, make us a calf. So we go, Aaron makes this calf, everybody, woohoo, yay, dancing around this golden calf, the Egel HaZahav. And meanwhile, God is livid. Like God is literally furious. It said God's nostrils flare. I'd like to see God's nostrils. Or not. And so, God's nostrils. So God was really upset and says, that's it. This is a ridiculous people. How impatient are they? Let's get rid of them all. And Moses intercedes and says, no, God, come on. You're being a bit rash. Let's not get rid of them. Think about any parents in the room when you had a toddler or a teenager. Does this sound familiar? I want to get rid of them. No, just let's be nice. And then you swap places. Yeah, anyone? Parents? Okay. So, no offense, dear. So, so then Moses calms God down. Then they go downstairs and They go down the mountain, and Moses sees everybody dancing around the golden calf, and Moses gets so furious and angry, and he smashes the tablets, and then the calf is like burnt down, and everybody is forced to drink it. Gross, right? Everybody who participated. Not a good situation. What does that have to do with what I said at the beginning? Yeah. You don't feel comfortable drinking the calf. That is very true. Sometimes you have to drink things, just a spoonful of sugar helps the golden calf go down. All right. So maybe, what else? Well done. Anyone else? What's that? Thank you. The discomfort of waiting. Anyone that suffers from anticipatory anxiety knows what that's about. The anticipation of what might be is always, always far worse than what it actually is. Right? Not always. 99% of the time, worse than what it is. The anticipation is so miserable. And we want to make ourselves feel better, but we don't necessarily do that. God's upset. God wants to immediately get rid of the people because God doesn't actually, wait, we have to teach them. They're going to make mistakes. They're going to be impatient. That's part of life. You created us. Surely you know that. Moses, yeah, God, I get it. But then Moses sees, no, how could they do this? I was wrong. Anger, anger, anger. How could this happen? They had to drink the golden calf. What's the end of this parsha? How does this parsha end? Thank you. Thank you. So we get, at the end of this parsha, we get the second set of tablets. What's the difference between the first set and the second set? That's in the two different tellings of it in the Torah, the beginning and the end. Interesting. Maybe that is the case. But in the Torah itself, it says the first set was written by God, and Moses took it down. It was written by God. The second set, God spoke and Moses wrote. In other words, they were in partnership. Any teachers here? Anyone a teacher? Okay, a few of you guys. So if you are a teacher, you know that you can sit down and you can lay down the law and tell the kids what to do. Depends on the age of the kids. But chances are kids will respond better if they engage in the process of making the rules and that they understand why they're there. They're more likely to actually follow the rules because they understand them and they're part of it. And so the same thing, God was really angry, but out of that anger and out of Moses' anger and out of the impatience, look what happened. Look what happened. Going through that pain, we actually came up with something that I think is a much better model for all of us to say, God, you can't just tell us what to do. You created us with free will. You got to do it with us, in partnership with us. This covenant is about partnership. But God, dare I say, and heretical of me to say, learned a really interesting lesson. God learned an interesting lesson from us, right? Ezehu Hacham, one who learns from all people, who is wise, one who learns from all people, even God. Right? Because God realized, okay, you know what? Maybe I had to go through this discomfort to be able to learn that it's not going to happen. I can't just tell people what to do and they do it. We have to go through this process, and it's going to take time, and it's going to be frustrating. So my message to all of us this Shabbat is hang on, sit with this discomfort, and see where it lets you out at the other end. Just wait. It's like when you ask for directions, you just wait a little bit longer and then you're there. You know, same thing. Just sit with that discomfort and see if in the end the pain and the discomfort served a purpose. We rise for the Aleinu on page 586, 586.
עלינו לשבח אדון הכל, לתת גדולה כיוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגר הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד הארץ, ושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגובה מרומים, הוא אלוהינו אינו אמת מגנו ופסולתו, ככתוב בתורתו, וידעת היום והשבות אל לבבך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ מתחת עינות, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
On page 593. The light of life is a finite flame. Like the Shabbat candles, life is kindled, it burns, it glows. It is radiant with warmth and beauty. But soon it fades or is extinguished. Its substance is consumed, and it is no more. In light we see, in light we are seen. The flames dance and our lives are full. But as night follows day, the candle of our life burns down in gutters. There is an end to the flames. We see no more and are no more seen. Yet we must not despair, for we are more than a memory, slowly fading into the darkness. With our lives we give life. Something of us can never die. We move in the eternal cycle of darkness and death, of light and life. At this time in the service, we remember Hans Cherney, who passed away during this past week. He was buried today. He's in Shiva. Thank you. In Shiva, so Hans Cherney, Saul Cohen, and Rex Moss. In Shloshim, we remember Sarah Bolton, Mira Bresley, Dora Gold, Michael Jelinek, Henry Korn, Monique Marcuse, Shirley Pollock, Helena Prager, Bernie Rundle, Eva Silberstein, and Sarah Stiglick. The art sites of those in our community, we remember Ariane Giselle Applebaum, Gabby Alsbasser, Inga Brunswick, Trudy Kahn, Herschel Cohen, Juliana Schittstrom, Siegfried Gaster, Olga Geiger, Joski Goldman, Mary Graff, Werner Graff, Raul Heffes, Anna Hendel, Katrina Holick, Ada Jacoby, John Kaufman, Dorothy Kempler, Eva Laster, Alan Levine, Salomon Mayer, Becky Marakovich, Isaac Mayer Kahan, Werner Phillip, Molly Rockman, Daniela Rainey, Henya Shaw, Vivian Joy White, Tate, Pavel Zelicki. Is there anyone else in mourning or observing outside? If so, if you'd like to say their name out loud or think it to yourself or in your hearts. Amma Saturati. We also remember all of those who lost their lives in Israel, in the Middle East, in Ukraine, around the world, and all of those who have no one left to say Kaddish for them. Zichronam Livracha. May their memories be for a blessing. The Kaddish Yatom is on page 598. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabam, be'alma divrach yiratei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi shmei rabba mevorach le'olam olmei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei d'kudusha b'reichu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shamaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen. May the source of peace send peace to those who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. Haley, do you want to come up and do the announcements? I have them written down for you. Haley's on our board. She is important, but now we get to make her feel important. No, sorry, I've dobbed you in. Here we go.
Great, thank you. Lovely to see you all, and thank you all for such a beautiful service. It's been just so lovely to be a part of it. I'm Hayley, one of the board members, and I would like to do these announcements that we have here. Firstly, we have some visitors here. Shell Lyons visiting from Congregation Beth Israel. Is she here? No, maybe tomorrow. Okay. We can be friendly tomorrow. Yeah. Very importantly, there is a pre-Pesach gardening bee next Sunday for any keen gardeners from 9 a.m. to 12:30. Sylvie and Rob are in charge of that, and I'm sure they'd be happy to have anyone who has a bit of a green thumb or some time available to help out. Also, looking ahead, Pesach, we've got the chocolate Seder on the 1st of April at 4:30. Bring any kids and grandkids along. Please book in. There's in the weekly email, there is all the information that you need to book in. And then for the second night Seder, on the 13th of April, we've got a community Seder here, and also you need to register online for that. And that is all the messages other than Happy Purim.
Thank you. Actually, and Sunday, that's not on there, but this Sunday is going to be the Purim Carnival. So from 10 to 1, the Megillah reading and the costume parade is going to be at 12:30. So don't miss out. Raining weather, we've got rainy weather planned just in case. So don't worry, it's still on. So hopefully you will come. Sylvie, where are you? Okay, well, on her, I'm just going to say, she mentioned something. I'm going to ask her. Bidikat Hayam, do you guys remember that? They did, before Tashlich, we did, before Rosh Hashanah, we did a reverse Tashlich. Instead of throwing stuff into the sea, we cleaned the sea. And she raised the idea of Bidikat Hayam, of checking for doing something right before Pesach as well, cleaning the ocean. So stay tuned. I'll remind her to do that. So if you're interested, then it would be great to come. Yes. Thank you. Yes. Yes, if any, and kol hakavod to our thespians here for the Purim Spiel. So it was a fabulous last night, and then tomorrow night, what day is not tomorrow night? Sunday night at Leo Beck, there is a repeat performance. So come, it is quite fun. It was fabulous. All righty. Now, if everyone would like to go back there for Kiddush, we'll just, should we, I don't even know what time it is. I have no idea what time it is. It's 10. Okay, so we'll go do Kiddush over there in Motzi. Thank you. Shabbat shalom.
Wine. The other is grape juice.
וישפוט ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי ויקדש אותו כי בו שווה מכל מלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות. ספרי.
החיים. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם בורא פרי הגפן ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר קידשנו במצוותיו ורצה בנו לשבת קודשו באהבה וברצון הנחילנו זיכרון למעשה בראשית כי הוא יום תחילה למקרא קודש זכר ליציאת מצרים כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים בשבת קודשך וברצון הנחלתנו ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם המוציא לחם מן הארץ אמן. שבת Shabbat, 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 Shabbat,